Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. My second Facebook Live. And I want to try to get my friend Lonnell on. See if this works here. We're new to Facebook Live. Admittedly, we're both, well, I'm 40. Here, it's ad. Boom. And we're old. Because we wanted to.
I think we did
Hey!
better this time. It
Hey!
only,
What's
it only
up? I
took like
know.
a couple of minutes as opposed to the
You know,
disaster.
it cracked me up. Your text a moment ago. You're like, I'm already looking at my phone confused.
But I was very like, oh, shoot, what in the world is going to happen? How are we going to do this? So crazy.
Hey, Chris.
Woo, what's going on? How was your day,
Hey,
your
what
week?
city are you in? Wait, you were just, I thought you were going to be in New York today.
I was, but I had to come back to Chicago this evening. So I'm in Chicago tonight, but I was in New York yesterday and this morning. Well, to this evening. I was there all day today. So I'm trying to like set this up where I don't look so like totally.
There you go. You look good.
Like
I'm messaging you from my bed. Look, I got me some, my Belgian linens. Do you have Belgian linens?
No, I don't. They look nice though.
You have to get you some Belgian linens. I love these things. The only sheets I will ever own ever again. Because here in San Francisco, you kind of need like summer sheets and then winter sheets because summertime it gets, it gets hot, and then these breathe really nicely. And then in the winter time, it's not cool to the touch. So even if you sleep in naked or in your underwear, it's totally like it's not cool to the touch, which is awesome. You know. What's up, Isaac? Hey, did you add your friends too?
Oh, hang on. No.
Okay.
Let me do that. Right here.
Hey, those of you guys that are listening, I just wanted to introduce you to my friend Lonnell, who's a soul brother of mine, and we figured that we always have inspiring chats, so we were like, you know what, let's try to do this once a week so that we can catch up and then inspire some people. Some of my friends listened to yours last week, and they were like, dang, Lonnell, I love your guys' chemistry, but he's just so full of wisdom.
Well, that's
that comes with age.
I'm old.
I know, me too.
But and I just posted that. And we've been through some things, and so I'm trying somewhere to put this. Sorry, I'm trying. Whatever.
Get it together.
No,
Get it together. No.
Okay.
Well, you know they say black don't crack, and I like my friend Pamela who says Asian don't raisin.
I love that. I say that all the time now to my friends. Their faces start cracking.
I love it. Oh, Isaac says, "What's up? What's up, Isaac? I hope he's still running."
Oh, there he is. I see now. What's up, Isaac? Earthquake. Where's the earthquake?
Wait, where? Where's the earthquake?
I don't know. Isaac just said earthquake.
Earthquake? No.
Okay. Well, not here in Chicago.
There's no earthquake here. Otherwise, I'm not feeling it.
So
no. Okay. So wait, where have you been since last week?
Where have I been since last week? I went to Washington, D.C. My best friend, his birthday was yesterday, and we took him to the African American Museum of History and Culture in D.C.
Oh my God, so jealous. That's on my list to go to.
It is an absolute must. It's like so much of American history that has just been erased or eliminated from the history, or just ignored in the history books. It's just like, wow. It's very comprehensive. You can't see the whole thing in one day, but it was just incredible. I've been 4 times and I still haven't seen the whole thing, but it's always nice for me when I go with someone else that they are able to watch them experience it for the first time. Cause it's like,
you know what? I was kind of stalking you guys on social media whenever I got a chance. Cause I was like, ooh, what are they looking at now? Did they go to the Smithsonian? Oh, did they go see, I think Oprah also donated a bunch of money there, and she has her own kind of like living museum there, right?
There's a theater. There's pieces throughout. There's shoes that it must have been from one of her ancestors. They was that a slave wore, but that she donated. I would need to ask, like, where did those come from?
Okay.
And they've got tributes. They've got like the dress that she wore on the last Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah.
And they've got the couch from the show, and they've got a couple studio audience chairs. And I actually have one of those chairs in my home too.
What? You have one of her chairs?
I have one of the chairs for from the show. Next time I'm in Atlanta, probably when we're doing this, I'll show it to you.
Oh, I'm gonna be in Atlanta in May to do a
Right,
speaking
you told me
engagement.
that. So just
So I'll
let me
come by.
know because I
Okay.
have some vacation time, and I
Okay.
haven't decided if I'm going anywhere or not.
Okay.
So yeah, so we did that. We hung out in DC, had some sushi, went out to dinner, and then the next day, my best friend went back to Atlanta, and then our other friend, our other best friend, James, is his name, James Hardy. He's an author, and he and I took the Amtrak up to New York City yesterday. So I stayed over in New York and then left tonight. I was gonna stay all weekend, but then I had to come back to Chicago because I got to take care of something last minute that came up at work. So I got to go do that, and then I'm trying to decide if I will go back to New York for the weekend or if I'm just going to go home. I need to just go home because New York sucks out every penny you own.
Basically, I know I was just there, and I need to do a blog on where to shop and where to eat because I ate my way. The way I travel, I don't know how you travel because you travel so much for work as a flight attendant. But the way I travel is I love to find places to eat, and then I kind of do my sightseeing around wherever I eat because I just like to eat my way through the city.
Right. Oh gosh, it is so. Yeah, I'm the same way. Same way. Lots of food. Oh, I know. I got some. I finally did my ancestry DNA, and I got my
Oh, I
results back.
saw that, and you got
Yeah.
you some white privilege. I was weak when I saw
I was
that.
like, I was like Wakanda forever, and and a
Wakanda.
little with a little dash of white privilege. I mean, it wasn't necessarily surprising. What was surprising for me was the low amount. There was like only 1% Native American,
Uh-huh.
and that was not what I was told when I was
Huh.
growing up. So
Huh.
that
Somebody
was the
lying to
only
you.
that was the only. I thought it would be higher than that. The percentage would have been more than that. But other than that, everything else was. But it kind of expected. I thought, like with my dad, I knew my dad because my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, was a piece of work.
Oh.
And she lived to be 102, and she was a piece of work until she took her last breath.
Okay.
But so that was just really interesting. So I was like, and my dad is very fair compared to his brothers and sisters, so we knew something wasn't, a
Milkman.
difference.
Okay.
But child, what's
Milkman
up? Because
stuff.
I didn't post all the detail, like the smaller percentages, like the 5, 6, 2, and 1%. There were a couple of countries I was like, what? Like Russia was in there and Scandinavia. I was like, child, bye. I can't with all this. So I was like,
So what surprised you most was that you had some sort of white blood in you, right?
that didn't surprise me because
No.
I
Okay.
mean, I've got white people in my family, so I've always
Okay.
known that.
Okay.
Um, some of the lineage and the heritage from where they came from, some of that was surprising, like Russia. I was like, what? So some of that was surprising, but no. What I was surprised that it wasn't a larger percentage of Native American.
Huh.
That was the only real surprise. Now my mom did hers a while ago, right? So when I looked at hers was 85% West African.
Hmm.
So and then she had a couple of other little things throughout there, but it was hers. So I figured mine was. I had a pretty good chance that I was black.
Uh-huh.
So
Well,
when,
duh. Wait, so
so when
was it worth it?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I still want to do some of the other. There's another one, AfricanAncestry.com, that I
Okay.
want to do because they get more specific on the
Okay.
villages
More
and the
detail.
tribes.
Oh, wow.
In Africa, they just specifically, specialize in the continent. So I want to do that. I still want to do the 23andMe. I want to
Yeah.
compare them all just to make
I was gonna
sure.
ask you why did you choose Ancestry versus 23andMe?
Because their kit was on sale.
Next time there's a sale, let me know because that's the only reason why I
That was
don't want
how
to pay
I
too much.
started. I was like, oh, it
It's
was
like
on
200.
sale. That's why I started.
It's 200 something bucks, right?
Well, the kit was $63.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
So
that's
I
not
don't know if they, yeah.
okay. It might have been the one
So
I don't know because my sister said that one time during Christmas she was like, if you want, I'll buy it for you, and I'm like, that's a lot of money. I don't know, and I want to find out I'm always interested about my family history, and as a storyteller, one thing I encourage everybody to do is to sit down with
hey,
the recorder and
mm-hmm.
to hey Charles, so to just sit down with their family member and record like their elders especially
Right.
like what your history was, and I still have to do that for my mom because as you know when I first started my TV career as a TV reporter in Wisconsin like 2000 I lost 4 family members in a year's time, and
Right.
then since then I just like have and then like 18 years have passed and I really need to do that, so please hold me accountable for that, but just to sit down and just figure out like our family lineage. But I'm gonna try it out. If you like Ancestry, maybe I should try Ancestry first versus
Yeah, I
23.
tried that. I'm still gonna do the other ones as well. There's a guy that whose book I read, and it's called The Cooking Gene, and he did all three or all four. He
Okay.
did like a bunch of them, and it was really comprehensive because each one specialized in something different. So he got
Okay.
different information from everything. So I think
Okay.
I'm just beginning this journey, because like I said, with my dad, this created more questions instead of
Yeah.
answering them.
Uh-oh.
Because like I said, my mom was 85% West African. So I was like, okay, I know that half of my half is, probably pretty much rooted in Africa. But when my dad started coming, I was like, child, what's all this?
I was like,
United
who that?
Kingdom?
Who that?
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
so.
wondering too, because I know for us, like my name this confuses people because it's like Toan, but Toan is a Vietnamese name. It means together or bringing people together in Vietnamese. But we're born in Vietnam, but I was told we're Chinese. But then some people in my family, like my uncle, my aunt, my brother, they look like part white, like have hazel eyes or like, like lighter complexion, like bigger eyes, pointier nose, and we're just like, ooh, and then like we're also very broad people and we actually can grow facial hair. So I'm like, either it's Mongolian or some sort of French influence or something, because a lot of the French, came to Vietnam. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it out. If that's
Yeah,
$65,
I'm
then
anxious
it's
to see
still
it.
if it's still $65, the next time there's a sale, I'm all up on it. I'm Asian. I
I'm
like
gonna
to
send
save
you a
money.
link because they,
Okay.
they sent me something for Ancestry where you get $10 off and I get $10. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you do it,
Cool.
so I'll send that when we
Okay.
get done with this.
Does
Yeah.
Ancestry does Ancestry also check to see like what sort of like genetic coding or like if you are more prone to having some sort of like celiac disease or
Right. No, I think that's like 23andMe. I think that's their specialty.
okay.
Ancestry focuses on the regions and then like the migration patterns. Like I
Okay.
realized that most of my ancestors from Africa started in Virginia.
Okay.
So, and then from Virginia, kind of migrated south, and some of them migrated west.
Yeah.
So it'll show you migration routes, and
Oh, cool.
percentages. So it more so
Okay.
focuses on the regions themselves,
Okay.
but what you're talking about, I believe that's 23andMe that kind of focuses on health.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I
Yeah, I
said
gotta check it out.
you get a much more comprehensive picture when you look at all of them.
Okay. I'm just kind of scared to know, and also
I
you
will,
can't see.
Loretta. I'll send you the link. Sorry, I was just
Hey,
my
Loretta.
friend Lorette.
Hi, Loretta.
Lorette.
Oh,
No,
Lorette.
Lorette.
No,
Yes.
Lorette. Okay. Hi, Lorette.
Oh,
That's a fabulous
just
name.
quickly, Lorette, I got somebody today that hit me up on Ancestry from Lake Charles, Louisiana, saying that they were my relative. Girl, we might be more related than we think.
Oh wait, who is Lorette? Is she your cousin or something?
No, she's a very, very dear friend of mine that I've known for about 20 years. Okay. And we lived in LA together. We lived in, when I came to Chicago, she used to live here. And then now she's in Lake Charles, Louisiana. But I've had somebody hit me up from Lake Charles, Louisiana, which made me think of her.
I was gonna ask
it's not a big city.
I was gonna ask you too. I was like, "What about we kinfolk?" That's what she said. What we kinfolk?
We've always known spiritually that we kinfolk. It might be in the blood.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't even need to be in the blood. Like you and I feel like we're kinfolk.
Right.
But yeah, so with Ancestry, can't they also like if somebody like matches your kind of DNA that they could reach out to you, or do you have to?
Yes,
pay for that?
And I've gotten a couple that. First of all, they give you like these DNA matches when they do your DNA, and I kid you not, I swear for God, 4 white women popped up on mine. I was like, Lord, the devil is a lie. And then but the user has to opt in for that. So when you have those DNA matches, you can if you can reach out or whatever. Because I've gotten a few emails today, and I was like, okay, I got to deal with that at a whole other time because I'm really not trying to. It's just so overwhelming.
It's like too much.
I'm still trying to process Scandinavia and Russia.
Yeah.
So,
right. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That reminds me of I saw the movie, the Henrietta Lacks movie. Mm-hmm. I haven't read the book yet because I got the book from my brother. I have like a ton of books over here in my.
I'm the same way. They're all stacked up, and I got to read.
Yeah, me too. And we need to have our own little book thing. We were talking about having like a virtual book club or book session. But my brother's girlfriend gave me that book like 6 years ago or something, and I just cracked it open. But the movie was really interesting, and I think it was really well done.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
And again, it's like that, all that, and that's a huge part of. That's not just a part of American history. That's part of worldwide history.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody's affected by that. But
Yeah.
the powers that be try to just to diminish those contributions. But now the information is just out there.
Yeah.
It's, that's why there's just this whole cultural shift, and why some people who are used to the old status quo are afraid, and they're just whatever. That's another conversation.
Yeah, right. But one of the things that speaking about like kind of like books, and then which relates to storytelling, and which relates to like technology, and which allows us to do like this ancestry.com stuff. I think I think technology, I don't know if you've ever watched Black Mirror. It's hella scary. Do not watch it by yourself.
Okay.
And do not watch it before bed. But I think technology could be used for good, and it also could be used for bad. Like it could be like good magic or black magic,
Right.
And I was telling a friend that I was just like, I've been telling so many people about you just because a lot of conversations that you and I have just about personal, professional, spiritual life. I'm just like, you know what? I wish there was just a way to record it. And then voila, there's a way to record it. And there's just like, so many like pearls of wisdom. And when I chat with you, I just feel like uplifted. And you were saying the same thing. And then I showed a few friends this Facebook Live that weren't able to watch. And they were just like, man, like I love, that, you guys have lived life. And I love like Lonnell is just so like grounded and full of wisdom. And so I was just like, let's just share this with the world, and whoever wants to watch, even if it's one or two.
And sometimes you have to practice what we have to practice. Not sometimes, you always got to practice what you preach, but that could be the most difficult. For me, like today I had a situation that occurred and a personal thing that happened, and I was like totally like, I caught myself like stressing. I was like, okay, wait a minute, you're in the middle of New York, you're having a great time. Why are you stressing about this? You need to breathe and focus, and what is this here to teach you, and what's the next right move?
Hard to do in New York.
I literally stopped and did that, and then I was like, okay, and I went on right with the rest of my day. And then that issue will work itself out in the next day or so. But it's like
that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing, though, right? Is to like be when you're going through something or you feel like your blood's boiling, is to check yourself, and that's where the work comes in. And I mean, I call it spirituality. I don't know what you call it. Hey, Jessica, got a day. Yeah, I don't know what you call it. But it's the spiritual work, because I could get worked up at any moment about anything, or any of us could, whether it's about finances, about personal life, someone you're dating, about anything, and it's just for you to like check yourself and be like, oh, hold up, I'm going to let that go. And that, I think, is one of the biggest life lessons is for us to learn and that ends the suffering in your head, because you're just like, oh, check. I feel like I'm starting to get pissed off about something. Like, really be present and move on. And
be present, exactly, and move on, because you got to surrender to it, and then it'll work itself out.
But how? But how do you like you're in the middle of New York, you're going through something, it's working you up.
I realize that I'm getting worked up. That's the first thing, because a lot of people don't stop and realize, okay, I'm getting worked up, because you're so busy rehearsing the next scenario and the next scenario of doom and doom and doom, and before you know it, you're having a panic attack. And I was like, okay, whoa, dude, this is what you're doing. This is the situation. It's not life or death.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't make it that.
Yeah.
And literally, you got to talk. I'm literally talking to myself like that, and I had to take a few deep breaths and look around. Like, now, what is this moment that you're in right now? Okay, you're having a great moment in New York City.
Yeah.
Focus on this. What do you need to do for that next situation? Because you can't solve it right now here in Macy's. So,
well, yes, you can. You can buy something. I know you love buying stuff like me.
So I was like, okay, and so then, and it's not to put it in, be in denial about it, but it's like, okay, no, I have to put some rational steps together to address this. And then once I got done working myself up and pulling myself back down off the ledge, that was fine, and it'll be fine. It's not resolved yet, but it will be in the next day or so. So I'm like, okay, not a big deal.
Yeah, once you realize that too, it's like I'm trying to take life less seriously. I'm trying to take myself less seriously. I'm just trying to have more fun, and whatever I'm going through.
You got to have fun. Whatever. I mean, even if it's 10 minutes a day, or 5 minutes a day, you got to put time for yourself.
Yeah.
And people just don't, because they get up, they're either like, I've got kids I got to get off to school, I've got to get to work, I've got this relationship. I've got these obligations. If you
Yep.
don't have 5 minutes for yourself, then you're not
Yep.
living. You're just waiting to
You know,
die.
one of the hacks is, you know, Lorette says, stop, drop, breathe, and be present. Amen. I think that is one
Amen.
of the amen to that. Like, if once you're going through it, like, you to bring yourself back to the present moment, you just got to be like, and then the
Right.
second step, so your mind doesn't continue wandering, for me, is going to gratitude, because I know that when you have gratitude and fear can't live in the same space in your head. It's like you can't be grateful for something and then like be pissed off or scared, or you
Right.
know, they can't exist together. So I think just stopping and being grateful, like you, like where you're at, you're like, you know what, that's gonna work itself out. I'm not gonna get worked out over it. I'm in New York. I'm having fun. I'm here shopping at Macy's. Yeah, you know.
But it is true, and just like Lorette said, and she and I have had some stop, drop, and breathe moments throughout. I mean, like I
Oh, I
said, we've had.
love that.
That's how we bonded. I mean, initially we had come from successful career paths, and then literally we met and we were in a training class, and we're actually at TWA airline. That's a former airline years ago, and literally we were even back then. I'm kidding you not. We were making it was we took these jobs for the summer for like $5 and something an hour for plus like commissions. And it was like, how did I still to this day I still don't know how I paid my rent and how I did not get
Right?
evicted. But it put us on such a path of spirituality and faith, and we kind of just grew up
Oh,
and grew into that together. So
oh, I love that.
that's why I said she's my sister, whether or not
Oh,
it's
I love
blood
that.
related or not. It's we have such a deep spiritual bond, and we have stopped, dropped, and breathed
I
through
love that.
many a crises.
We gotta get that made on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that. You know, it's stop, drop, and breathe. It's funny because I feel like this year, a lot of people I've been talking to in the last few months, since this year started, it's like so many people are going through things. This is a year of stuff shaken up, things shaken up. Hey, Suzanne. I just feel like, you know, I just talked to, it's hitting everybody. One of my friends recently, it's so weird. And this is how I know something else exists that's bigger than us. I have a friend who's in TV. I'm not going to mention his name because he might not want to tell people that he was let go from his TV hosting gig. But I literally messaged him on Facebook and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Just thinking about you, just checking in, you know, seeing how you're doing. And we check in. I mean, I haven't checked in with him for over like 8 months, year. And he was just like, oh, I don't know if you've heard, but I was laid off from my job. And I said, congratulations. And I think a lot of people are surprised when I say congratulations. My sister had been laid off. She was sole breadwinner of her family, 2 kids. This was like several years ago. And then I actually wrote a blog for her, and I said, you know, you know, when this happens, it's God in your life, in your face, closing one door and opening another.
Right.
And
And you got
just
to
be
look at it that
grateful.
way.
And it changes the trajectory of your life.
Yep.
And you know, I had jerk bosses in TV before. I had some good ones, but I had a couple jerk bosses in TV who literally were like, "Who are you gonna scare today?" You
Mm-hmm.
know, and they were one of the reasons why I left TV, because I felt like I was misusing my power of connecting with people and telling stories, and I was bringing all this bad energy to their bedrooms. And it led me to the path to start Go Inspire Go, and then the Truth Dare Talk, and all this other stuff. And I think once you realize that what isn't for you isn't for you, whether it doesn't ever happen or it's taken away from you, um, that's really important. So when you are suffering a job loss or something, or there's this huge change in your life, going back to stop, drop, and breathe and be
Breathe.
present is so important in everything that you do. And really, one of my favorite quotes is Eckhart Tolle. Have you read A New Earth?
No, I read I've only read one of his books,
The Power
and
of Now.
he's very deep and good. But it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
just hear him talking, and I like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
It talks like this, Anita. Oh my
But
cousins
he's
are
so
always.
profound. It's like reading
So
Toni Morrison.
yeah.
You got to study
Yeah.
what he reads. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
so
he says.
profound. But I would say start off with The Power of Now, because it's less
That's
cerebral.
what I
But
read.
A New Earth is like, whoa, that's like it's like ET
Yeah.
phone home. But but one of my favorite quotes in it that I hold close to my heart, and I think about it quite often, is he says, "The universe conspires to help you, but when the
Right.
shutters are closed, the sunlight cannot come in.
Can't come in. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's
And
very true.
so many people block the sunshine. It's
Yep.
like, I talk to so many people and I'm like, oh, do you know your stinky attitude right now is holding me back and other people back from connecting to you? You just lost your job, but I don't really want to connect you to my connection that could literally that's looking for somebody that has your expertise because of your attitude, you know?
Right. Yeah,
And people
it's true.
block that. Yeah.
And people
I think
don't
we're all
people don't always
energy.
understand that. Right.
Yeah.
Because like
But
you were saying, it's always when those type of things happen, it's always purposeful. So
yes.
you're not being moved from one situation, removed from one situation to another without a purpose. Your
Oh,
mission, your journey was done there.
that's hard though. That's
It is
hard.
hard. It is
I
very
agree.
hard. I've
Yeah.
been there, and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
okay," but I've always every time a door has always opened. So
Yeah.
these principles don't not work. They do work,
Yes.
and they're universal.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just apply it, and it'll be all
Yeah.
good.
True
All
that. True
good. Perfecto. Wonderful.
that.
So yeah, we just got to keep praying for our world because it gets crazier and crazier. Though I was
Okay.
thrilled to see those students today walking out and standing up or something. It was like, wow.
I was just gonna ask you that. So, where did you see? I don't know which cities it was happening in today, with all the kids marching for gun control. Did
I
you
know
see
that was
any of it?
happening. I know it was happening in New York because there was something on the news about the governor I think it was the governor
Mm-hmm.
marching with the kids.
Yeah.
So just the visibility that they're having,
Yes.
And all sides of the debate should be heard. I agree
Yeah.
with that. I mean,
I agree.
but
Yeah.
the gun lobby has just basically had this country by the cojones
Yeah.
forever, and their thing is no, we're not giving an inch on anything.
Yeah.
So that's
Which
and that's worked, but eventually
yes.
the pendulum will swing back the other way, and then you'll lose
Yes.
everything, and that's not good either.
I am a big, where I stand is, you know what? Okay, so I like to listen to both sides. Like I have friends, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I have a family member that's a Trump supporter. So I was asking her, trying to get in her head because I think it's also bad for you to just like cut them off, and that's that's one of the big problems.
That's not going to work either, right?
Yeah. So with this gun control thing, it's just like I personally believe that sure you have right to bear arms, whatever, and some of my family members like have guns and whatever, that's their prerogative. But they're not carrying around these machine guns or these semi-automatic guns, and nobody needs that.
A military weapon, yeah, I agree with that.
But one thing that I read that I know, like Amal and George Clooney gave like $500,000 to the cause, and
right.
Oprah tweeted. You saw her quote. You always
that she was going to match it.
Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, so she was going to match it for another $500,000, Oprah would. And you know what? And Oprah's tweet said something along the lines of, they remind me of the Freedom Riders.
Right.
And that's something that I thought too. I mean, like these kids that are really saying, enough is enough and we're fed up.
Right.
And I love it when, and this is all about my Truth Dare podcast. It's like, I love it when there's a truth inside you and it's bubbling up and it's scary, but you step out into your light.
And you step out into it anyway, and do it anyhow.
Yeah, and that's a scary thing, But I'm glad that it looks like they're gonna have another march.
The momentum. They're gonna keep the momentum just growing, and it's growing. And so at some point Congress is gonna have to listen.
Yeah,
at some point.
I hope, because it's just, Columbine, that was a big one. And then it just seems like every single time I turn around, it's like something's happened. There's some sort of like shooting,
there's always something
in America.
So, it's crazy. It's crazy. So.
Oh,
well. And then, one other thing. Did you hear about my poor airline? I used to work for United Airlines.
I was going to ask you, the dog that died.
Okay, let me say, so with full disclosure, like I said, I used to work for United. I was a flight attendant for them for 10 years. I worked for the company for 10 years. I was a flight attendant concierge. I worked in several different departments.
You worked everywhere.
I will say this. Ever since they merged with Continental, it's been, in my opinion, it was like they took the worst of both cultures and tried to, it's always hard to marry two cultures, especially airline cultures. But like with this whole thing, they said the flight attendant made her put the dog she knew it was a dog, and she
in the
put it
overhead compartment,
right.
and the dog
That
died.
that flight attendant should be fired.
Yes.
And it's a shame because the whole, nobody knows who this flight attendant is, but it
Yeah.
affects the entire company. It affects
Yeah.
the entire company. So, but it just sucks that someone would lose their dog. Now I fly on them. I flew 100,000 miles plus on them last year. I'm on my way to doing just as much this year. I have great experiences.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't travel with a pet though.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
know you're not a
interesting.
big pet fan because when I was flying back from my speaking engagement in the East Coast, and I was like, look, got a new friend on the on the flight, and then I took a selfie with that dog was a
That dog
big
was
white
huge.
dog. Huge. And you were like, what'd you say? You were like, that's not cool. Something
I said that was a beast. That thing
yeah,
was
that's
huge.
a beast. Yeah.
It was huge.
Anyway,
But
I don't know.
they have very specific procedures. They have,
Yeah.
for handling pets. So I'm not sure what happened. But if somebody telling them that they have to put their dog in an overhead bin, that individual needs to be disciplined because that's just wrong. Especially if the person paid, because United is they're ground personnel. They're very good about the paperwork because all that stuff is required. You've got to pay a fee. You've got to have, all that stuff, and it's communicated to the flight crew. So I don't understand where this individual not.
So it's hard. It's hard because especially like I see nowadays, like when there's a shooting or something, like somebody acts up on an airline, gets kicked off, like that person got dragged off that airline.
And that was United Express. That wasn't
United.
even actually United, but because they're tied in with it.
But there's always two sides of the story, so I get that. But the flight attendant was like, "Oh, we didn't know, that there was a dog there." But that's a dog carrying case. They don't look like carry-ons to me. I've never seen one that look like a carry-on. But it looks like they're paying the people. But it's just like saying, "Oh, your child died. Let me give you some money." But millions of dollars, billions of dollars will not bring your child back.
No, not at all. But in their defense, I don't think that it was an actual, from what I understand, it wasn't an actual pet carrier case.
Oh, okay. So
from what I understand, but so because there's always like a million sides to everything.
Yeah.
But
it's just sad that a pet,
they haven't killed me or I don't have a pet, but so.
I'm not gonna lie. My top two favorite airlines are. I love me some Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really like the ambiance, and it's really nice. And one of my friends was like, I like flying it because the flight attendants are all really good looking. And I'm like, I'm sure that's a part of it, part of the plan. And JetBlue, I've always had pleasant experiences, with them. And some of the other airlines, I've just not my favorites. But I just hate flying in general. So I really need some of your. Can you you gotta do a blog? I've been trying to urge you to do a blog about like. Just basic travel things that you've experienced that will make your life easier, and that whole going back to the stop, drop, and breathe thing that Lorette was talking about, that applies to everything in life because I used to get so worked up before I got to the air, until whenever I would travel, until I actually passed, I'm sitting on the plane, buckled in, I'm like, but now I just breathe my way through everything, and I just try to be in the moment as mumuch as possible, step by step. And then I feel better, it doesn't ruin my trip. But
hey Dawn, I saw my cousin in there. I didn't even see that Dawn Pratt Williams is my cousin from Tennessee.
Oh hey, and then Laura, hi Laura, hi Donna.
But that's a cousin I knew about before I found out I was black with a little bit of white privilege.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try that ancestry.com. I'm gonna try it out, and then we'll have another discussion. But next time, it's getting late there.
Yes, I'm getting ready to go to bed, child. It's almost
next time I want to talk about, and I'm going to watch A Wrinkle in Time because that looks magical.
It really is good. We'll have that discussion.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was actually traveling throughout New Zealand in January when they were shooting it. And I was like, oh, I want to go see. I can't wait to watch it. Yeah. Where are you going next?
I think I'm going home tomorrow. Once I get done, I have to be at work all day tomorrow. Once I'm done with that, I'm either going to go back to New York for the weekend or to Atlanta. I haven't decided yet. I'll decide tomorrow. But I think I'm leaning towards home because, like I said, New York, it's fun and it's fabulous, but it's expensive.
What were you doing in New York, though?
Just hanging out with friends. Just that's my favorite city, so I'll just go there
Me
to
too. I
shop,
love
to
it.
see a show,
Yes.
hang out with friends. Even though I didn't get to see all my friends because the trip got cut short, but
Did you see
I just always feel inspired and alive when I'm
Yeah.
there.
I really should just do a quick a quick post about New York because I did a lot of vintage shopping there. There's so many awesome places to shop there.
Mm-hmm.
I sent back 4 pairs of shoes because I bought too many pairs of shoes. I actually bought 5 pairs of shoes, but I sent 4 back. And then just like eating my way through there, it was just so awesome. And I saw Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
How is that? I do want to see that.
Everybody needs to watch that. Next time
Okay.
you go, let me know. And then one of my friends, Celicia,
Right.
on our first Facebook Live, she plays one of the Sherelle sisters. And basically, Beautiful is about Carole King's life and how she kind of came to be and how she discovered herself. But what's beautiful, the whole bottom line of the story is that although you go through challenges in life, there's always something beautiful that comes out of it. Yeah.
Just stay the
course.
course.
It is so awesome. And you know what? All those songs, like, so I don't want to hurt your ears, but Natural Woman, like, Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall, all you gotta do is call. All these songs, I didn't know that she wrote it, and that she wrote it for so many awesome people, amazing artists out there. One of my favorite, that and Hamilton, my top 2.
Oh yeah, Hamilton's a must.
Yeah. I know we have to talk about Hamilton next time. That was one of my favorite ever. And I also interviewed the woman that plays Eliza Hamilton from my Truth Dare podcast too. It was really an amazing, like, the whole time I was just like this. And if they taught history like that back in the day, we would know something. Basically, I would know something and pay more attention.
Yeah, I would pay much more attention. Right, much more attention.
Yeah, basically.
Cool beans.
All right, it was good to see you.
All righty, well, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching.
With us.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, send me some notes of inspiration and I'll send some back.
Okay, we'll do.
All right.
Good to see you.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye. Bye-bye.